We are continuing our discussion on West Indies women and their reliance on Stafanie Taylor and Deandra Dottin. Mariah and Ricardo had the chance to speak with Cricket West Indies women's lead selector, Anne Browne-John, on Tuesday. Now, she shed some light on the steps Cricket West Indies are taking to deal with women's batting woes.
How has preparations been coming along for the World Cup?
Well, we have been involved in our training here. Since the girls arrived, I came first and I was with the under-19s, and then I came across and I joined the seniors. So we have been going through our practice sessions, our practice drills. As you would be aware, you know that some of the girls were injured. We had some injured players, but they have come through it. So as we have reported before, we are just waiting on the final clearance for Stafanie Taylor, but the preparations have been going quite good so far.
Yes, speaking about Stafanie Taylor, can you give us an idea regarding time as to when we will know, when we can rest assured that Stafanie Taylor will definitely be a part of the setup?
Well, the medical personnel, they are going through their assessment now. Stafanie has been training, she has been going through the drills, but coming out of her injury, they would have taken it one step at a time. So we have been told that within a couple of days we will have an assessment one way or the other. But as I have said, she has been training, she has started to do her normal drills now, her batting, she trained up to today, and we are just waiting on the medical personnel to give us the all clear.
And you and I know that, it's one thing to train on your own, one thing to train with your teammates, but of course, competitive cricket is a different ball game. Steph, of course, she is in a caliber of her own. We know what she can do, but her last T20 was in July 2021. Aren't you a bit concerned, holding the position that you hold, that, Stafanie, we may not get the best of Stafanie for the World Cup?
Well, we all know the exceptional player that Stafanie is. And you mentioned just now training on your own or training with your teammates. She has been part of the training sessions here with her teammates since we have been in South Africa. So she has been working, she has been going through all her normal S&C drills and so. It's just that where the cricket skills are concerned, the medical people prefer to take it a little slowly. But we know Stafanie's ability. We know that we know of what she has produced for us in the past. And we, as I said in a previous interview, I think sometime this week, that the selectors or the medical personnel not going to take any player into a World Cup injured or to injure that player further. So we are certain that when the medical people make their final assessment, they will know for sure that Stafanie is ready to play. And we have always said, once you know your skill and you have been a batter at Stafanie's level for so many years, we are confident that she would quickly get back into competitive cricket. We are not worried about that. I can say that Stafanie is eager and ready to go, and she's just waiting on the clearance from the medical.
Yeah, sounds good. It was in 2020, and I think this is an issue that everyone across the Caribbean knows and is quite aware of, that we have concerns around the batting of the West Indies women. And in 2020, you essentially said that you are aware of this issue, and you would be, Cricket West Indies would be trying to put things in place to ensure that we can find quality batters. The West Indies women are still struggling. Can you give us a sense of why it has been so difficult since 2008 when Stafanie Taylor and Deandra Dottin came on the scene to have other batters of that caliber in the West Indies women setup?
Well, it is a valid question, and we are all cognizant of the fact that our batting has not been what we would like it to be. I think the coaches continue to do the job that they have to do, and it is our only hope that the players will come good soon. You would realize also that we have started to make some changes. We have brought 3 young batters in the team from the under-19 team. We have Zeta James, Janaba Joseph, and Trishan Holder, who are all batters that we have looked at through the under-19 system in the recent World Cup. And we are hoping that they will add something to our batting. We have a lot of experienced batters in the team. We have Haley, we have Stafanie, we have Nation, we have Campbell, we have Henry, and then we have some up-and-coming ones like Gajnabi and those players who have been around for a few years now. So we have, as a selection panel, keep hoping that what we are seeing from these players in the regional tournament, what we are seeing from them when we see them in the net, that they will be able to reproduce this in the matches. It has not happened in recent times. And as I said, we just hope that with whatever changes we are making, bringing in some young players, bringing in, as I said, Zeta James is a left-arm player. We have not had, a lot of left-handers in the team. So we are hoping that somewhere along the line, we will see fruits beginning to bear.
Yeah. Have we sort of looked at models, right, with Australia, England, even India, who have produced high-quality batters in recent years, to see what are some of the things that we can do in the region to improve the quality of our batting all round?
One of the things that we know that a lot of those countries have, they have successful academies, and some of the players are able to come through from very young ages through the academies. I know that is something. Just earlier today, I had a meeting on it with some personnel from Cricket West Indies. I know that is one of the things that is in the pipeline for Cricket West Indies, that we will have, just as we have an academy on now for the young males, there is going to be the starting of an academy for the females. Next month, there's going to be a campaign for emerging players. So we have started to also look at what is happening around the world and try to do the same here for our players, to put the young players into emerging camps, put them into academies, and hope that we will see the benefits of it very, very soon.
Yeah,
because we look at, just to add, I have looked at what has happened in some of the countries, England and Australia, India, and this is the way that they have gone. The players have been in academies, they have been there for a while, and hopefully when this comes on stream for us, it will benefit our players in the same way.
Yeah, it came as a surprise last year when Deandra Dottin announced her retirement from the game, which of course is a massive loss for the West Indies women's team. Did we have conversations? Did you have conversations with Deandra? Did we try in any way to convince her to stay on a little bit longer?
We all had conversations with Deandra. They were ongoing for quite a long while, but I think there comes a time in every player's life when they would make that decision of if they would like to stop, and I think it came to the time that Deandra made the decision. So if you ask if I or any other person would have had, we had many, many discussions. I would have sat and chatted with Deandra, we spoke about it, we had meetings with her, but she felt that that time was the right time for her, and ultimately, we all had to accept that this is a decision that she was making and that we would have to accept it.
Yeah. Did she have any sort of special requests of Cricket West Indies, of your selection panel?
No, she didn't have, none of the selection panel. I don't know of any other discussions with Cricket West Indies, but there are no requests from the selection panel. Yeah. From her discussion with the selection panel, it was that she felt that this was her time, she was ready to stop, and this was the time for her now.
Yeah, and just one quick one, because now we have Stafanie. She's hinted in the last few years that it may soon be time for her to step away, given the discussions that I'm sure you have had with her as head of the selection panel. How convinced are you that she still has the desire and the zeal to go on and perform at the level that we know she can? And how much longer are you expecting for her to hang around this West Indies women's unit?
Well, that is a difficult question for me to answer. I know that Stafanie is not ready to step away as yet, because we are here in South Africa, and she has been working very, very hard, and she is eager to get back on the pitch and to get back on the field. So, it's almost like the medical people have to rein her in and say, well, no, Stafanie, we have to go slowly with this, because she is so eager to get back playing. So I have not had any indication from her at all that she's ready to play, that she's ready to stop, and that she wants to step away. We know what Stafanie has produced over the years. We know that she is a top-class international player, and I believe that she still has a lot to give to cricket and to Cricket West Indies.
Yeah, and I want to thank you so much. Of course, I wish you all the best and the entire Windies ladies as you get ready for the big one, the World Cup.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so my concern is that we're 4 days away from the opening game against England. Stafanie Taylor hasn't played any competitive cricket since September of last year. And it's unfortunate that 4 days before the opening game, she can't play a warm-up game. I heard Anne Browne-John stressing that the medical team is being careful with her and so on. But it's hard for me to accept that, having been out for so long, so many months, that 4 days before the opener, she can't test herself in a warm-up.
Lance, I get the feeling we will be talking about this a lot in the coming days and in the build-up to that opening match.
Yes.
And after that opening match against England. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just hoping that I can see her fit and fine and putting those runs as we expect of her. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news and entertainment.